I'm no idiot. I'm pretty sure we know these two, mom and dad, don't like his bride. I also know what's going on. She's the problem, and he's the problem.
This is the story of what really happened when Brooklyn Peltz Beckham stopped following his own family on Instagram. And that quiet click turned years of tension inside the Beckham household into something everyone could suddenly see. Today, the plan is simple because we are going through the verified timeline, the blocking, the missed moments, the wedding drama, and why this feud stepped back into the spotlight at the end of 2025. Here are the facts that actually matter, and that's where everything starts to make sense. Brooklyn, the eldest son of David and Victoria Beckham, no longer follows his parents or his siblings on Instagram, and his parents do not follow him either, which already feels like a statement. According to Cruz Beckham, none of this came from slow distance or from a quiet social media cleanup, because he explained that he and his parents woke up and discovered Brooklyn had blocked all three of them. That single message changed the conversation completely, replacing the early idea that the Beckhams unfollowed their son with a harsher reality, where Brooklyn appeared to cut his family off online in one sharp move.
I was going to, and I really wanted to, and then a few months down the line, she realized that her atelier couldn't do it, so then I had to pick another dress. Adding, she didn't say you can't wear it, I didn't say I didn't want to wear it, that's where it started, and then they ran with that.
To understand why this moment landed so heavily, you have to look at how strong this family once appeared. Brooklyn Joseph Peltz Beckham arrived on March 4th, 1999, as David and Victoria's first child, and Romeo, Cruz, and Harper eventually joined him, shaping a family many fans praised as one of the closest in celebrity culture. For years, the Beckhams projected unity through interviews, red carpet appearances, and even Netflix documentaries. And the image they carried was always the same: a loyal and tightly connected household. That steady image began to tilt when Brooklyn's relationship with Nicola Peltz entered the picture in a serious way. Engagement came in July 2020. The wedding followed on April 9th, 2022 at the Peltz family estate in Palm Beach. And what should have been a celebratory moment turned into tabloid fuel because Nicola did not wear a Victoria Beckham wedding gown. She chose Valentino haute couture instead, and that decision became the spark that ignited years of speculation about tension between Victoria and Nicola. Nicola shared her own explanation back in 2022, and she stayed consistent. She explained that she originally wanted to wear a design from Victoria's atelier, but was later told the team could not complete it in time, which pushed her toward Valentino. She denied the idea of a bitter family feud and reminded people that no family is perfect, even if headlines kept trying to frame it differently. Still, that wedding weekend marked a real turning point in public perception of the Beckham family.
As a mother, to see my son so happy means so much.
Over the following years, the tension remained something people kept circling back to. On the surface, Brooklyn and Nicola continued presenting themselves as a solid, supportive couple. And there were times when Victoria publicly supported Nicola's film work, while Nicola praised her in-laws. Even with those gestures, ongoing narratives about planning disputes, communication breakdowns, and deeper emotional distance never completely faded from the conversation. What made everything harder to ignore were the major family moments Brooklyn did not show up for. When David Beckham celebrated his 50th birthday in London in May 2025, one of the most meaningful milestones of his life, Brooklyn and Nicola did not attend, and that absence felt heavy. Reports described David and Victoria as hurt and disappointed that their eldest son seemed distant from family life. And the confusion deepened because Brooklyn and Nicola reportedly skipped the Met Gala partly to be free for the birthday weekend, yet still did not appear at the celebration.
Shame on you. Shame on you!
Around the same time, Brooklyn also did not appear at Harper's 14th birthday celebrations in July 2025. The rest of the family celebrated online while tabloids suggested he might have been away with the Peltz family. And not every detail around that moment could be fully confirmed, but one thing stayed clear: he was not there. Later that year, Victoria's Paris Fashion Week show arrived in October 2025. And Brooklyn and Nicola did not attend that either, even though David and the 3 younger siblings showed up in support. Coverage surrounding Victoria's own Netflix documentary at the time only encouraged more questions about whether Brooklyn was stepping further away from the wider Beckham family. By the end of 2025, the pattern of distance was so visible that media outlets openly described the situation as an ongoing feud. And that carried a different weight when everyone remembered how unified this family used to look. What nobody expected was how much stronger that feeling would become in December, when the digital ties between Brooklyn and his family appeared to break completely. In the days leading up to Christmas, major outlets reported that David, Victoria, and Brooklyn no longer followed each other on Instagram, which instantly drew global attention. Early headlines suggested that his parents had unfollowed him first, and that idea spread fast until the story changed in a single moment when Cruz Beckham stepped in to correct it publicly.
Claiming Brooklyn actually blocked them. Writing to his Instagram stories December 20th, "Not true. My mom and dad would never unfollow their son. Let's get the facts right. They woke up blocked, as did I."
They are social media savvy, and he and his wife knew what would happen if they blocked mom and dad and brother.
On his Instagram story, Cruz told everyone that his parents would never unfollow their son and explained that they had actually woken up blocked, and he added that he had also been blocked. The result was a total narrative shift, and Brooklyn suddenly looked like the one who initiated a firm digital cutoff. This update mattered because it was the only direct statement from anyone connected to the situation. Once Cruz spoke, outlets across different countries landed on the same conclusion. Brooklyn was not unfollowed. He was the one who blocked his parents and at least one of his siblings, and that made the situation feel far more deliberate. The timing only heightened the reaction because it happened right before Christmas, a moment when families usually come together. While David, Victoria, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper shared cheerful holiday moments from the Cotswolds, Brooklyn was absent completely. And that absence pushed speculation even further as people wondered how deep the rift may have become.
Source telling E! News in May, Brooklyn and Nicola were under the impression they were being gifted their first dance by Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony announced, "Please welcome to the stage the most beautiful woman in the room, Victoria Beckham." Brooklyn wasn't quite sure what to do and was put in an awkward situation.
During the same period, Brooklyn posted his own Christmas content from the United States. And one particular post drew a lot of attention. He showed a tattoo tribute to Nicola with the caption, "My Everything." And many outlets treated it as a clear sign that his loyalty and emotional focus were fully with his wife rather than his birth family. He also promoted his hot sauce brand with the lyric, "Sorry I cannot hear you, I'm kinda busy," which, considering the timing, many viewers interpreted as a pointed message. Victoria Beckham handled the situation in a very different way, choosing not to speak directly about it. She shared upbeat clips from her beauty brand offices and appeared composed and focused on her work, and several publications described her as calm and resilient, even while acknowledging that Brooklyn's absence from repeated major family moments was impossible to ignore. As all of this unfolded, the feud narrative grew stronger in the public conversation. For many people watching from the outside, the wedding dress drama from 2022 now looked like the earliest sign of a much longer story that had slowly built toward this moment, although Nicola has consistently denied any feud with Victoria, and David and Victoria have never publicly confirmed one either. Beyond those public statements, some outlets have suggested deeper disagreements involving work choices, financial independence, and Brooklyn's increasing closeness to the Peltz family. But those ideas rely heavily on sources who cannot be verified, so they remain speculation. The only reliable information comes from confirmed appearances, social media activity, interviews, and direct statements like the one Cruz shared. Out of every moment in this saga, Brooklyn's decision to block his family still stands out the most because it was clear, direct, and public. Nothing about it was discreet, and it instantly changed how people viewed the Beckham family, shifting them from a picture of unity to a family visibly split across social media. While all of that hangs in the air, Brooklyn continues living his life in the United States, often spending time with Nicola's family in places like Miami or Los Angeles, particularly around holidays. And he has not offered any public explanation for blocking his family or distancing himself online. David and Victoria have handled the tension with a calm tone, staying positive in everything they share publicly. Even with a digital break, the message coming through different reports is that they still love their eldest son and have not lost hope that the situation may improve, choosing instead to focus publicly on their work, their younger children, and everything they continue to build as a family. One of the most striking parts of this entire situation is how fast public opinion shifted when Cruz spoke up. Before his message, many people believed David and Victoria had unfollowed Brooklyn and were escalating the feud. But Cruz's explanation flipped the perspective and placed the decisive action back on Brooklyn's side. This entire situation shows how powerful social media behavior can be when the family involved is this famous. A single unfollow, or in this case a block, can rewrite how people view years of family history, especially when that family's public identity has always been tied to celebrity culture and a carefully maintained image. The Beckham family once appeared unbreakable in the public eye, but now the reality looks more complicated and layered. Years of quiet distance, missed appearances, and wedding-related speculation eventually led to a moment everyone could see. And because no one has stepped forward to explain it in full, people are left to connect the story using only verified actions and moments. When the timeline is laid out, a clear pattern forms. The wedding dress controversy in 2022, the missed family milestones in 2025, the absence from Victoria's Fashion Week show, the separate Christmas celebrations, and finally, the Instagram block in December 2025. Each moment added weight until the situation could no longer stay quiet. Through all of this, Nicola's message has stayed steady. She has rejected the Feud label every time it appears. Her explanation of the wedding dress situation has never changed, and her online presence consistently highlights her relationship with Brooklyn, presenting them as united and steady. Brooklyn seems to echo that same loyalty toward Nicola in his actions. His Christmas posts, especially the tattoo captioned, "My Everything," strengthened the sense that Nicola is his core priority. And while nobody has confirmed whether that priority directly contributed to the rift with his parents, the contrast between the two sides of his life feels unmistakable. Meanwhile, David, Victoria, and the younger Beckham children continue presenting a stable and cheerful family image without Brooklyn visibly involved. Their holiday posts radiate closeness, their appearances remain polished, and their energy looks positive, although Brooklyn's absence still sits in the background as something people cannot overlook. All of this leads to a simple but heavy conclusion. Right now, nothing has been publicly resolved. Nobody has shared a clear explanation, and Brooklyn still does not follow his parents or siblings online, which marks a major shift for a family that once built so much of its identity on unity. The feud does not have to last forever, and public distance does not always reflect private conversations, so there may be efforts happening quietly to repair things. Until something changes, the only dependable reality is that missed events, contrasting holidays, and very direct blocking on Instagram show a real rift, and it currently looks larger than ever. This is what happened when Brooklyn unfollowed and blocked the Beckhams, and it was never just one impulsive action, but a long buildup that eventually reached a breaking point in public view. Unless someone decides to speak openly about what happened, the story remains defined by one clear truth. A family connection that once appeared unbreakable now looks fractured for everyone to see. If you follow celebrity news and want more updates like this, make sure to subscribe to HushBuzz so you never miss the next story.